Okay, again, moving back to Dos Anjos, Colby has said some controversial things about Brazil and about the Brazilians. Would you say you'd be more emotionally charged for this fight than the others you had in the past?
Not at all, man. I'm a cold-blooded fighter. I have no emotions. Once I step on that cage, I'm just gonna think about make that guy quit and hurt him. Nothing else. Cold blood always.
So speak it, Junior. Let it out.
How does Colby compare to Conor McGregor as a trash talker? You've been scheduled to fight them both. How do they compare for you?
Hey, man, I grew up in Brazil in the favelas, man. For me, bullies, trash talk doesn't work with me. But I think Colby, he's just trying. Conor does that well. Conor, is a rich man. He makes a lot of money, He's a businessman. And I can respect that, okay? But Colby, he's just a worse version of Conor McGregor. He's trying to be like Conor, but, all he needs, one more. When he loses for me, his career is done. All he have is talk, nothing else.
Dude, you don't believe one word that's coming out of your mouth, Ralphie. Let's be honest. You ain't teaching me shit. I've been to Brazil more than you've been in. You live in America, land of the free.
That's Conor McGregor joke.
Don't be trying to claim you're Brazilian.
That's Conor McGregor joke, man. You gotta create something new. Man. That's Conor McGregor joke.
Hey, hey,
man, shut up, man.
You ain't creating shit,
You're
Ralphie.
So fake,
Ralphie, no one cares about you, Ralphie.
You're
no
so
one cares
fake.
about you.
You're
no
so
one gives
fake.
a fuck about you. Oh, I'm fake, but you're the one ducking me for
You're
over
so
a year.
fake.
Yeah, I'm real
You're so fake.
Keep telling yourself that, buddy.
I'm about to be a legend, man. Getting 2 belts. You're so fake.
How did the UFC get you to finally sign the contract? Let's be honest.
You say you're gonna say something on Joe Hogan's face. You say nothing when you see people face to face, man. You are fraud. You just look into your phone, man. You just bow your head.
I'm talking about you.
You just bow your head down. You're not even looking around, man.
Come on,
You're
man.
not even looking around, man. Everybody know who you are.
And you're washed
Everybody
up
know who you are.
after you are.
You just look down. You just look down. You just stick with your phone with the sunglasses, nothing else.
Yeah, because I'm a professional fighter.
Because you're not. You fake.
I'm going to beat you up.
You're trying to be a bad guy. You got to be a bad guy all the time.
Just make sure you show up June 9th.
You're trying to be a bad guy, man. You got to be a bad guy all the time.
I ain't trying, motherfucker.
Don't be fake. Don't be fake. Don't be fake.
I'm as real as they can. I'm as real as they come.
You, man. You little pussy. It's what you are.
No, I'm not. You're going to see. I ain't no bullshit. This is real as it comes, bitch.
You know you are. You know you are.
Ralphie, come on, that's not.
You're gonna be in debt after this fight with a bunch of prostitutes that you've been paid to be on your videos.
Yeah, I'm
Shut up, man. Shut up, man.
Hey, your wife's gonna be feeding you vegetables to a straw after I break your jaw.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, one thing I can be sure, I can be sure for you that fight's not gonna last 5 rounds because I know Colby doesn't have the gas tank to last 5 rounds with me. And I don't think that fight before.
So you will finish him, okay? And
yeah, that's for sure. I'm about to make history. I'm about to be among the very few that have 2 belts, and I'm, my focus. I'm training hard and to get my 2nd belt and make history. That's my goal.
You train so hard next week, RDA. The whole world's going to hate you. I'm going to mark your face up like the Liberty Bell. Land of the free, home of the brave, bitch.
And, Rafael, what do you think of Colby Covington's attitude? Do you believe it's genuine, or do you believe he's just creating a persona in public to kind of get himself in this position?
No, man, this guy is so fake. Like, everybody saw on the media day in New York. When he see people, he just stick with his phone and he not even look around. This guy's so fake, he's now when he's on the phone, he grow his balls, but on the fight night, his balls shrink. I'm gonna expose this guy.
You honestly don't believe anything you say, Ralphie. Let's be honest. You've been ducking this fight since Singapore. We were supposed to fight in Singapore, and that's why you got moved below me on the card because you didn't want to fight me. You said, "Oh, Oh, Colby, I had to Google you.
I'll fight you next week, man.
Google me now.
I'll fight you next week.
And after June 9th,
I'll fight you next week, buddy. Hey, little boy, I'll fight you next week.
Hey, that's fine. I'm going to see you next week, boy. Everybody's going to hate you, so they're going to hate you.
You're a comedian, man.
You're boring.
You're a comedian, man. You're so excited. You'll be in the biggest fight of your life. You expend a lot of energy trying to be somebody that you're not, and, man, I'm just going to expose you. You know that.
Hey, guess what? I'm willing to buy you bubble wrap. I'm making so much money this fight, I want to buy you bubble wrap. I want to make sure you don't get the McGregor fight.
And I feel that you're expending the money that you're not making at.
Hey, little boy, I'm talking. When a grown man speaks, you shut your little mouth.
Shut up, man.
You show up on June 9th. I don't want Darren Hill to have to come in.
Shut up, man.
Rafael, were you impressed at all with Colby Covington's dominant victories over Dong Young Kim or Damian Maia?
I don't see any dominant victory. I don't see nothing on this guy. He's making so much money, but I think he's expending money that he's not making yet. You know, he's gonna be in debt after this fight. He's been expending a lot of money with the prostitute, and he's gonna be in debt after this fight.
Man, you're gonna feel so hard, buddy.
And last question for Colby. Rafael, he's a former lightweight champion, and he's made a pretty tremendous transition up to lightweight. Have you been more impressed with his career in UFC at welterweight than he was at lightweight, considering he was champion?
I haven't been impressed with his career at all. He was getting melted by lightweights. He was getting melted by featherweights.
Now he's melting welterweight.
It's going to be the same thing. He's going to be left motionless in the octagon June 9th, and no one's going to care about him. He's going to fade away into obscurity.
Thank you, gentlemen, and good luck to both of you.
Colby, I know over the weekend you had quite a bit to say about Darren Till missing weight and everything going into his fight. I'm curious what your thoughts were when you saw the rankings that he still ended up jumping over you, even though he did miss weight for his fight with Wonderboy.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to rankings because after I finish those nachos, I'm going to move right back ahead of him. But, he landed the most significant hugs and most significant glove taps. Does anybody want to see that? 40 significant strikes landed in the fight. It was a game of patty cake out there. When me and Rafael fight, it's going to be a completely different thing, and I'm going to make the UFC division great again.
Obviously, you got to fight Rafael next weekend, but are you confident that everything goes well, you win this fight, that you're going to be able to get Tyron Woodley later this year? Are you confident that fight will happen?
To be honest, I'm not that confident about it. He's been running from me from the gate. We were supposed to fight December last year, and he said he could fight Nate Diaz or GSP, but all of a sudden when he got presented me, he's all of a sudden hurt again. So, I don't know. He's been acting. He's on TMC. He needs to come back and fight, but who knows? He's probably going to run to Hollywood and just vacate the belt for me.
And a question for Rafael, kind of the same thing. What were your thoughts on the interim title here versus, getting Tyron Woodley? I know you wanted Woodley. Obviously, he was hurt. What were your thoughts on that? And are you confident that, you will get to fight Woodley after this?
Yeah, sure. I think that's, I was ready to fight Tyron, but he want to fight in November or December. I can't wait that long. And, and now I have to fight this bun next weekend.
You fought a lot of different guys in your career, Rafael, but one fight that stands out was when you were lightweight. You fought Khabib Nurmagomedov, where he was able to wrestle and use his wrestling very effectively against you. Obviously, Colby is an all-American wrestler, phenomenal wrestler in his own right. How much of an adjustment have you made, with your wrestling and your wrestling defense going against another guy who has been a very dominant ground fighter?
Man, it's been that fight was 4 years ago. I'm a completely different guy. And I've been evolved. I think you guys can see on my fight, I've been getting better every fight, and man, I'm so confident. I've been training hard, and nothing but confident. I've been improving my game in the whole, in every part, every aspect.
Colby, I know the odds really don't matter in the long run, but right now you're instilled as an underdog. Do you agree with that? Do you agree you should be the underdog in this fight?
That's a good question, Damon. You know what I think of that, Damon? I see the nerds saying I'm an underdog. You know who else was an underdog? The leader of the free nation, Donald Trump. And just like him, I will rule by grabbing these pussies and putting them in their place.